What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Friday night because we are here for Fan Friday Live. So all of your questions, any topics that you have, you want to throw my way, that is what this show is about each and every Friday. I love that you guys always tune in here. You always have some great stuff to talk about, whether it's the Eagles or anything else. But hope you're having yourselves a great week. Hope you're enjoying this bye week. The Eagles sitting atop the throne, 8-1. Love it. Every second of it. Clearly, some things to work on. Got to get healthier. So we are doing those things during this bye. And look, you got the Chiefs coming up. We all know about that. So we'll break that all down Tuesday. Right back to it behind enemy lines. But going to enjoy this nice bye week. Now, I did have a nice little midseason recap for you yesterday. Hopefully, you were able to check that out. A lot of information there for you. And then tomorrow, let me just tell you that this thing has been making my brain want to explode. Midseason report card for everybody, every position, front office, coaches. Oh, my God, special teams, the specialists, the return specialists. My heart's hurting just thinking about it. Putting just a lot of time into that bad boy, so I hope you'll check that out. But tonight, baby, we're here live. So this show, it's all for you. As always, I've got all the stuff from throughout the week. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. But I've got some questions from the mailbag. And look, I'm going to answer all that I can. Hope you're all having yourselves a good one here. But, let's go, Little G. Appreciate you tuning in. And great team indeed, the number one team in the NFL. And yes, we've got those Chiefs coming up. We've got ourselves, what the media is calling the gauntlet. Well, that's good for them because for me, I'm ready because what I keep saying is, the Eagles look at they're scared of their schedule. Let me just tell you, it's those opposing teams looking at their schedule saying, son of a bitch, we've got to play the Eagles. So let them spin whatever narrative they need to get by at night. But we've been hearing it all week from the Cowboys fans. Let's just remind everyone, can we get a Val here? Yes, we can. Dallas sucks. And it's been an enjoyable week, seeing all of the goalposts moving, everyone losing their minds. And I've enjoyed every second of it. But no doubt about it, no matter what happens at the end of this week, the Eagles are still the number one team in the NFL. And that's going to break their hearts. And I'm going to love every second of it. Go Birds! You know it, Anton. Appreciate you tuning in here. And the mailbag is coming up here in a second. That usually, Anton, my man, the mailbag is usually for channel members. So this week, since it's a bye, I opened it up to all of you, made a post there. So it's in the community tab for any members. Each week I do it so, they can get whatever questions in and make a little graphic for you. And then we talk about it. But so I've got a few questions in here. But anything you have on your mind, throw it my way. But let's start it off with Colin here. And Scott, do you think our coordinators will be prepared for next week's game, given the injuries in last week's game? Paraphrase that a little bit. But I try to stick with what he had said here, but I think he said, given the personnel changes or something like that. And I had asked him what he meant exactly, and he had said about the injury. So I was like, okay, well, for me, you have to be ready each and every week. And I think each and every week we've obviously had things happen, whether, we all talk about the defense all the time. Clearly lots of injuries there, but on the offense as well, whether it be the right guard or just the receivers, running back situation, tight ends, things have happened where, look, I think you're always prepared. That's why we talk about, these guys on the practice squad. We break every little thing down so that, these guys each week, that's their job, to be ready no matter who is there. That's why we say, next man up. And they obviously would love to have their starters, but each week you got a game plan with what you've got. And I think for me, obviously they got to go do that. So yeah, they're going to prepare, to not have Dallas Goedert next week. They're going to prepare not to have Nakobe Dean. So what they're going to have to do. And they did that before with Morrow and Cunningham. So those are the guys that'll be the linebackers. So you prepare in that way there. You prepare to get Roby back. I'm excited there. But you talk about Goddard, that's a huge loss. And obviously you don't want to see that. But look, Calcaterra, you hope he's all right with the concussion. You hope that Stoll can step it up. He's a good blocker. Calcaterra and Alberto, more receiving type tight ends. So maybe the practice squad guy, EJ Jenkins, get elevated. We talk about all those things in that midseason recap. But, for me, you got to prepare with what you got. So, yeah, they're going to prepare with whatever they have, they're going to prepare for the Chiefs. So, yeah, man, you got to do what you got to do. And, the trade deadline's over. There's no – and people, oh, you got to go get this person, that. And it's like, hey, man, if people aren't on a team right now, there's usually a reason. And, sometimes they're a veteran that's waiting for the right situation, only want to play half of the year because that's probably all they can, give it their all. And that's fine. You see a lot of veteran players doing that. And that's okay. But for me, I don't know that there's anything where but let's get to the rest of these mailbag questions because there's some of those things tied into this that I want to answer and don't want to get ahead of myself here and answer them already. So happy Fan Friday to you, Liz. Hopefully you're off work, not having to sneak, but always appreciate you pulling a James Bond and getting out there for us and love the dedication. You are truly a diehard, a sicko, as we like to call you in these parts. And could not ask for a better Eagles family that has been built here. And you guys, you keep showing up, and these Fan Fridays are my favorite. I love them. Always look forward to them. You always bring the great questions into the mailbag. And Liz, of course, you brought one. You always do. We can always count on you. We know that. But got a few other ones here. And look, it's tough having a bye week. I have enjoyed kind of like it's not been relaxing in any way, shape, or form. Today I was Bob the Builder, and I'm going to continue to be. Like, this room is bare, and it's finally about to happen, dude. This desk has to come out, and I was talking about doing it tonight, but I think I'll wait till the morning. But man, it's just been already so much. Of course, I'm going to do the downstairs stuff, then I'll get upstairs because I got Fan Friday. Because if I rip the desk out, then where am I putting this thing? That's my thought process. So I could go downstairs within the dogs. It's just too much going on there. So this little, office room that's finally going to get redone here, it's been 10 years since it took at me. Okay. Anyways, I don't know the lyrics. I was just me. So I hope you're having a Fan Friday. I'm in drifter mode. It's been a long one. Watching the Sixers get their ass kicked here while I was trying to get some things done here. But even though they lost the enemy, please don't lose to Andy Reid. Yeah, man. Look, this team, they're talented with Patrick Mahomes, but this Eagles team, once again, better. And no reason they shouldn't beat him. Just like in the Super Bowl, they should have beaten him. But let's just hope we don't have water world happening in the field here at Kansas City. But yay, I'm glad to hear that. Glad you can actually tune in and be a little more talkative. I know that they are probably on you a little bit, so you got to be careful there. But love it, love it, love it. Appreciate having you. And I always try to make these like at a time where like I'm not, dude, it's just always never works. You know what I mean? And then I think about Drew and I'm like, damn it, man, I wish I could do these earlier because right now, you know what I mean? It's, what time is it? Like 2:41. We all know Drew's a sicko, but I feel bad. It's like he doesn't get to watch them live. I love that he watches them in the morning and stuff, but we miss you, Drew. And I tried to get these, and we'll get some of them out there earlier for you. But let me jump into this next fan question here for you. We've got China, who hopefully will be tuning in here, usually here with us on Friday. But if they don't like Penny, why don't they trade or release him? You may not know, but what's your opinion? Whoa, China, come on, me better than that. But look, I'm looking into my crystal ball here, and let me tell you what I've been telling you guys this whole season here. Look, they don't like him, and it's not that they don't like him at the sense where they don't want him on the team, or he wouldn't have made the team, and it would have been Trey Sermon. But Trey Sermon got banged up. They kept Rashad Penny, and we talked about in this preseason, the fact that it was weird seeing how much Sermon was playing and Penny in the preseason, and they were really giving Sermon a chance there. And I told you guys, my source explained to me, They just don't like him in the sense over Boston Scott or Kenny Gainwell, and obviously not DeAndre Swift. So therefore, he's running back 4. But the fact of the matter is, people get banged up in the NFL. So, a lot of people ask these questions with a lot of players, not each week it's somebody, or, somebody else is asking about this, like, oh, we just got to cut this guy or get rid of this guy. And obviously the trade deadline is over, but I know that you are implying that, before the trade deadline, why didn't we trade him? I'm sure, we probably put some feelers out there. Hey, anybody interested? But the fact of the matter, again, is that people do get hurt. And we've already seen it. Boston Scott's missed a couple of games, and each time Rashad Penny plays, and he is our kick returner. So I get my wish kind of that he's the kick returner, but he's running back 4. So they're not going to keep him active in a game where you only, are using 2 essentially. And the third one, the kick returner, and it gets maybe a few snaps on offense. So it's not that big of a deal. You don't need to have 4 running backs. So look, I liked the signing, and I was all about it, and I was hopeful. Oh my God. And then when we traded for Swift, it was like, oh, that could be a great 1-2 punch. So I was there, man. You guys know I was with you. But at this point in the season, it's like, look, this is just his role. He's the 4th running back, and it's good to have that guy. So maybe if something were to happen, God forbid, to anybody other than Boston Scott, he would have a bigger role. So you want to have that security blanket, and he is a ground and pound kind of guy. So we talk about getting closer to the playoffs as it gets colder. You have a back that gets that short yardage stuff. He gets those extra yards. And I think they like Kenny Gainwell. That's why he is used that way right now. And he's a good blocking back. So we talk about him on third downs, things like that. But Rashad Penny is still decent, but he's not good enough to the point that he's going to take snaps over these other guys. And they like Boston Scott as a kick returner over him. So look, man, I'm not the coach. I can't decide these things. And obviously they see something that we don't. So for me, I'm not, going to complain about it, but they're not going to just get rid of people, when he costs so little. And you lose money. You take dead money when you cut a lot of these people. So you're not going to hurt yourself cap-wise just for the sake of getting rid of someone that could down the road help you. That's the whole purpose of getting depth. And that's the whole purpose of talking about the practice squad, all of these moves that are made throughout the offseason and during the season. All of these things matter. And I talk about that, and it's like, look, I know some of this stuff seems, trivial or like real stupid. Like, why are you talking about practice squad? But it's like, all of those things matter to me. I mean, it's for the true sickos when you tune in here. I want you to know all this information. So things like that, it's something that, obviously gets asked every single week. And I don't mind answering that at all. I'm just saying that, there's been a lot of confusion about that. But I tried to make that clear that, I'm lucky to have sources that are close to these situations. And, Tyler Steen, he's Stout's teaching him up. We got to be patient. We got to be patient with Nolan Smith, Sidney Brown. And obviously Sidney Brown got to play more because of injuries. So I just think, all these things, patience is key. So maybe Penny pays off. Maybe you don't have to use them at all. But in the long run, I don't necessarily agree with the media and the fans where it's like, oh my God, we're making this huge mistake. It's like, look, I think we just need, and we're doing well. We're like 7th in the rushing, but I just think it's more about like play calling and when you're running and, executing certain things. And look, I think having right guard injuries, we talked about those injuries. I think those things matter and they affect what you're play calling, what you're doing, and getting guys like Juergens back or having Steen in there. He's obviously still raw, still young. He's got ways to go a little bit here, but I still think he's the right guard of the future. But look, I don't think it's a mistake. I think having Penny here, it was Penny Kenny. And then you traded for Swift. You know what I mean? That was before we had Swift. So he just moved down the pecking order. And I like the guy, but it just is what it is at this point. But it's a great question. And I know a lot of people, that probably helped a lot of people. So thank you for asking it. And I think that, this team, they know what they're doing more than we do. And obviously back then I was, come on, let's get Penny back there and kick return. And whatever, dude. But hey, it is what it is at this point, and I trust him. Let's go, baby. My man Tyree in here. Let's go, my man. Hope you're having a great week. Hope you're ready to enjoy this weekend kickback because, no matter what happens, we are still on top of the NFL. And that makes me a very happy man. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm going to play some bets and enjoy watching the Cowboys and the Commanders and Giants and everybody lose if they're playing. Who cares? I don't care. I am enjoying the fact that we're 8-1, and we know we have to work on things. And I broke those down kind of in that midseason recap. It was more of getting you up to date with everything that's going on. Tomorrow is going to be a hell of a show. I'm just going to let you know that right now. I hope you guys tune in for that. I put so much time into that damn thing. All of the stats, like the coverage stats, all of that stuff that you guys would love to know. So we're going to talk about every position, everybody, and we're going to give you my report card on everything. And look, man, either way, that's the fun of this. For me, it's like there's a lot to break down every week and talk about, and we got to do this and that. But like the point of being a fan and watching the Eagles is to enjoy myself, dude. Like I could sit here just like in life and pick out the negative and whine consistently like the media does all the time. Or we could enjoy the fact that we're 8-1, the best team in the NFL, and talk about how we grow these things, what we do to get better. And I appreciate those of you who tune into all those shows throughout the week because, my Lord, I put a lot of time into them, and I try to not make them too crazy so that you guys can, get the information you want. And I give you the numbers, I give you breakdown, all that stuff so you can get both sides of it. But I love you guys, and I hope you're enjoying this bye week because I really am. And I've been enjoying this season. We're halfway through. Like, let's enjoy ourselves. And I think we're going to enjoy ourselves the second half. People are going to find out the truth once we run through this gauntlet. They want to say, yeah, that's cute. We're going to whoop their asses. And once we go win this Super Bowl, build this dynasty, because I'm going to be, like once we win the Super Bowl, like, I'm going to be all about that dynasty I've been talking about. So, hey, it is what it is. But look, man, yeah, he's only had a couple carries there and like a catch. But for me, I do like Boston Scott and I like Kenny. I like Penny. But it comes back to the roster management where, okay, I get you're not going to have four guys. If it were truly up to me, you guys know I would have Penny over Scott. So I'm with you. But maybe he lost a step. Like we sit here and think we, know everything, but it's like, I know I liked him and kick return touchdowns in college. That's what I talked about this offseason. I was, let's go. And he's inactive every week other than when Boston that's out. So look, man, I thought it would go differently, but very weird. Very weird. Go Birds, my man. E-Money, and I'm all about it, my man. 9-1 after, well, not this weekend, but the next. So let's go. And China in the building. Let's rock and roll. Just answered your question. I hope you didn't miss that. I apologize if you did. Why do people skip over Stoll? I mean, he's no Dallas Cowboy, block, can't catch. It's by popular pick. Yeah, man. Well, as I just mentioned, he was the first name I mentioned. And then, as I said, he's more of your blocking guy. He's going to be the guy that fills in for Goddard. He is your guy that can do both things. And yeah, not at Goddard's level. We're not comparing that. But yeah, man, as I always talk about, I like Stoll. I really do. And I like the mullet, clearly. But, when we drafted him, we talked about him as an undrafted kid, the fact that he can block, use him as that H-back role. And we don't really use that much, but he's got that skill set. He's got the soft hands where I really liked his game. So I like him as the backup. But, dude, I mean, if you look at, and you'll see tomorrow in that breakdown, bro, it's got not only all their stats and everything, but their snap count, the percentage of the snaps they played for the offense and defense, all that stuff. So you'll see how much Dallas Goedert is to this offense, and you'll realize, like, oh, shit. But Calcaterra and Albert O, I was trying to say Stoll, and I stopped myself. Then I said Albert O, wow. Albert O, wow. So he and Calcaterra are more of your, I'm ridiculous, F-type tight ends, the receiving type tight ends. So I don't know, man. I talked about E.J. Jenkins. He's kind of that same, he can block and catch, but he's converted wide receiver, 6'6". I like that kid, but he's on the practice squad for a reason. So it's going to be Jack Stoll, man. We're going to have to see what he can do, and I'm all about it. Let's see, Giants win. Laugh out loud, Jags versus Niners. I don't know who the Giants play. I honestly haven't looked at anything yet, but if it's against Commanders, then maybe I understand, or is it against the Cowboys? Oh, it is against the Cowboys. I remember that now. It is Cowboys and Giants. So that's the only time, but as I always say, I never root for anyone to win. I just hope that they beat the shit out of each other. And yeah, obviously, I want the Cowboys to lose there the most always, but it's always dependent on the record. And at this point, yeah, you got to be knocked down a peg. And you heard me talk about it. They're fighting for the bottom of the barrel. They're not fighting for the top. Look at the clock and go, oh, nope. But I know you guys sometimes think you got to put me on a milk carton because you never know where I am. But no, we're here. We're ready to rock and roll. Hope you're having a great week. Appreciate you tuning in. And went through the question. We talked about it, just having, a back like that, in case something happens. And we've seen Scott out, but as the season goes on, you see more injuries, unfortunately. Running back can be one of those positions. And with a tougher back, just to try to sum things up, I think that this team, it's got depth and we need that, right? You never know what can happen. And we've seen that in certain positions. So it's better to have them than not, right? And you don't want to be taking dead cap hits for no reason and then not having someone, right? So it's just good to have depth. That was essentially the name of the game there. But, all right. And now I finally moved down. I am losing my mind. But Colonel Mallory, appreciate you tuning in. Bullocks, what up, Jims, my dude? Yo, and I appreciate you, my man. I'm literally running on fumes today, but you guys are bringing that fire out of me. I wish it's usually, Fan Friday, and we're getting ready like, oh, we just went through the game status report and hope you checked out the top matchups. But no game. I am going to be hurt on Sunday where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy the bye week. I'm going to enjoy not having a heart attack. And then it's like, yeah, right, dude. I'm going to be pissed. And we all know it. It's going to suck without Eagles football. But you know it. Go Birds. Going for the Chargers to play the Lions. Ooh, no doubt. I'm going to be placing some parlays, getting some wild ones. I'll probably literally make dollar bets just to, because I get wild sometimes. And just the other day it happened again. I made it gives you the one the stepped up or whatever, and you make it 10 and it's 100%, and that was one off, and I was like, all right, dude, that's more annoying than anything. I'd rather get them all wrong rather than sitting there yeah, here we go. Okay, where you watch. I'll be putting on the red zone. I'm a sicko, a true sicko. I always do that when the Eagles are not on. I'm a fiend for anything and everything, and I love that red zone where it shows you the stuff that's, and they show you, turnovers and things like that too. But yeah, I'll probably be locked in on Giants Cowboys then later, and any other game that, Sunday night is Raiders and Jets, isn't it? Monday. Oh, I'm trying to remember, guys. I'm sorry. Bear with me. I can't remember. But I'm sure I'll be watching everything and anything I can. I know that is the best answer I can give you right now. I'm sorry, dude. I'm telling you, running on fumes. But that Chargers Lions, I'll definitely be invested in. I have Jahmyr Gibbs and I have Derwin James on my fantasy teams. I play with defensive players. So, yeah, Derwin James and Gibbs, David Montgomery back. So, Gibbs has been killer for me finally. And now Mostert, he's gonna have A-Chain coming back, so I'm really concerned about my running back room. I don't like it. I traded Derrick Henry earlier in the year for Devontae Adams, who has literally been doing nothing for me. It has been tough. T. Higgins, he's out again. Very grateful. Of course, Jalen Hurts has a bye this week, and Dallas Goedert for me, so I was lucky to pick up Schultz a couple weeks ago. I have C.J. Stroud, too, as my backup. I have Dak as well, as I told you guys. I drafted him just so I could sit him on my bench so he could be Jalen Hurts' backup the entire year. And I told you, I'm not even playing him in the bye week. And sure enough, I picked up Stroud, thank God, before he went off. And I've got him to play this week. Tough defense in Cincinnati, but I'm not playing Dak Prescott. I'm not doing it. But I thought of it as a defensive move when I drafted him because, dude, this guy was a lot of Eagles fans, but I couldn't believe nobody took him. It was seriously so far down, and so many quarterbacks went in front of him. I was laughing. And I took him. I was like, nope. Because last year he beat me real bad at one point, and I was like, I'm making a move here. And what's so stupid about that is earlier in the draft, I passed on CeeDee Lamb, literally purposely because he was a Cowboy. And I try not to be like that with fantasy because I like to win money. And I literally took T. Higgins, and I knew it right when I did. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing, dude? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing taking a number 2 receiver who, yeah, going to get a lot of volume, but come on, dude. And yeah, T. Higgins has been such a joy to have this year. God. Definitely will be watching Niners Jags. Dougie P, go ahead and take them down. Jags have been intriguing of a team. I don't know that their secondary has been so great, but yeah, we'll see if their pass rush can get to Purdy, what they'll do there. But don't let Purdy look. I mean, he sucks, dude. He's a system quarterback. Seahawks do play the Commanders. That's right. Looking forward to watching the Seahawks beat them. And definitely Giants, Cowboys. Keep my eye on that. Appreciate you. How about those Raiders? A lot of talent on that roster. And yeah, look, and here's my thing. Antonio Pierce, I'm excited that it's crazy, man. If you guys are old enough, you remember him playing for the Giants. I always hated him, but great player, and love the excitement watching the pressers for him. Cool dude. But I think this week I'm staying away from Devontae Adams due to the fact that they play the Jets and Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Michael Carter. And I know Devontae Adams is Devontae Adams, but Aiden O'Connell is their quarterback and didn't look great last week. So I'm really torn here, man. I picked up Deontay Foreman yesterday, put him in my flex. So I'm playing Gibbs and Pacheco. But then I can only play, my options are Christian Kirk, who I'm playing. And then for me, it's who's the second guy. And it's Jordan Addison, which not liking that with Dobbs there. And especially they played New Orleans, not doing that. But Adams plays the Jets and Tank Dell plays the Bengals. And man, if I got to play Stroud, Dell, and Schultz, like, man, I'm really putting a lot of investment here into the Houston Texans. And look, man, D'Amico, like, I love that dude. Mufasa, but man, I don't know if I could do that. So I'm really torn here, man. I've been having a tough time, real tough time. But you know me, I'm losing my mind as usual, and that's definitely going to be a good one there. I don't know that the Seahawks are as good as their record makes everybody think and they've got a lot of talent, man. Not just on offense, they've got some defensive players too. And Gino, he's definitely revived his career. Love to see that, but we're gonna smoke their asses. I've told you about this gauntlet here. Yeah, dude. The Chiefs, the Bills, the Niners, the Cowboys, Seahawks. Those 5 games I'll come get this work. But I'm definitely gonna be watching that one, and I'm just gonna. Here's the thing. I talk about like, I'm not gonna have a heart attack. Eagles aren't playing, but then I'm gonna go put money on people, and then I'm gonna give myself. Nope, making smart bets, winning bets, right? That's what we're doing here. That's what's going to happen. It is. I'll be real with you. As this thing grows, I think it's just like so much with like trying to get back to all of you, trying to give you more, like do as much as I can. Like it really, like it, life is flying. Like this year is almost over, dude. Like Thanksgiving's coming up in a couple of weeks and it's Christmas. Like, dog, you gotta be shitting me. Like I keep swearing. I apologize. Try not to do that. So I know some of you listeners, I try not to. I apologize there, but I'm with you, China, 100%. And I'm so sorry. This last couple of minutes, I having like chest pains, feeling weird here. So trying to simmer down a little bit, cool the jets, but health's been a little rowdy here. But hey. To keep it coming, but I'm definitely going to be watching that game. Got a lot invested there, obviously because of CJ Stroud. I've got New Orleans defense, so I will be watching that game. Lot going into that. Sorry, dude. Not losing the Niners or Bills. Nope, ain't happening, man. And look, I really think we're going to go beat the Chiefs in their house because we've got some vengeance on our mind. So let's go. But let me get into these fan questions. We grab a sip of water here real quick. But we've got Liz here in the house. Let's go with the Fan Friday question. Do you think Howie would/should get another nickel corner back, considering when Roby was out, how it affected the secondary? Now, Great question. Something we talked about before the trade deadline. A lot of injuries, a lot of things going on there, but we kept a lot of cornerbacks for a reason, and we've got a lot of cornerbacks on our practice squad as well. So for me, I think if they were going to do that, they would have tried to trade for someone. So they didn't do that. And there's like free agents that are, but some veteran guys. I mean, you got to think of it. You're trying to teach these people new systems, doing all this stuff that it's not as easy as just plugging them in. So you hope that Roby comes back. He's learned the system. He's healthy. God forbid something happens. Then you just try to hope that Ricks has come along a little bit more by then, or Sidney Brown has learned more. And you don't want to play Sidney Brown as your starting nickel. We talked about that. He's a weapon. You want to use him in certain situations. You don't want to be forced to play him against guys like CeeDee Lamb. That's not the matchup you're looking for. That's not when you want to have big nickel out there. But with these young guys and things like that, that's the kind of stuff that, kind of just happens. And dude, I'm sorry if I pass out here. I am feeling, for me, I think if they were going to do that, they would have already done that. So I would have to say no. I don't think he's going to. You've got a lot of depth here, and you've got Garner, Goodrich, and Vildor there on the practice squad, so it's deep. But let me find this here. I'm sorry, I'm really struggling here. But you've got the cornerbacks here from yesterday's recap, and I showed you every position just so you know everybody who's on the active roster, practice squad, all that stuff. Man, I wish I could stop talking so fast. But you can see if anything happens, you've got Ricks, Job, Ringo, Scott, and we're going to take a look at all of their coverage grades, all of, everything you need to know here. We're going to talk about it tomorrow on that show. But you can see we've got some guys there, and then you've got like 3 on the practice squad, as I had mentioned. I think, Garner, Goodrich, and Vildor. So, that's a lot. So that's 10 guys total that you have as options here, and you're really only using 3, and we've been forced to use some 4 and obviously some 5 with the special teams. But when you're having to throw that many guys in and move pieces around, nobody can get on the same page. So it affects the other guys too. So you hear people freaking out. Look, we got a new safety now. All these things matter to me. And having a different starting secondary, 8 games out of 9, man, 8 different, in 9 games. I'm telling you, I'm feeling her right now. And sorry if I keep whistling too, because I'm just like trying to stay here. But I think that this team, they're loaded. They've got depth all over the place. As the younger guys learn this system, bye week's going to be huge. All the things they need to work on, that's what you give them tape to go home, figure out, enjoy your bye week. But, hey, this is what I need you to study. Be ready. And then while you prepare for the Chiefs, man, you're getting ready for the second half of the year, getting ready to kick some ass. But this last thing, wanted to throw this up here. We've got Lynn's topic here, and just want to let you guys know, big shout out to Lynn, my mother. If you've seen her in the comments here and there, actually, she comments a lot now, and she commented on the actual Fan Friday page for the topics and questions, and it just said, "Let's go Birds." And man, I love it. So a great topic that I want to let you all know I'm all about here, but appreciate you, mother. Appreciate the support. Appreciate each and every one of you that comment. You know that it helps the channel, hitting the like button, subscribing, everything you're doing, sharing this stuff. I really can't thank you enough. I love you guys. I'm running on fumes, feeling a little weird here though, so I think I'm going to have to head on out. If you have any final questions, anything on your mind, feel free. Let me get back over these comments. I really apologize here. I am don't know what hit me here, but my man, Big Jim in here. Let's go, baby, from South Jersey, Sicko South. I'm all about it. Let's go, man. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you enjoy yourself, get some things done around the house. I've been doing my best to do that, and enjoy some betting, whatever you like to indulge in, my friend. But I'm actually getting rolling out, but I really appreciate you taking the time. If you rewatch this, I'm going to be back tomorrow, and as I told you guys, I'm doing that one live. It's a lot of work too, so I hope you tune in. A lot of information for you. I mean, everything you would need to know about what has happened in this first half. Got my report card, but I'm with you 100% right there. And look, let's go. And I really think, exactly. How about it? And we're going to get that trophy this year, but we're still pissed about it. So I think we go out here, whoop some ass, and I know I need to, and I think I get too fired up sometimes. They tell me not to get my blood pressure up, and you know how fired up I get, but it's been a long day. It's been a long day, and the health's been a little iffy there. So we just gotta be a little careful. That's all. Just a little strenuous today. Sorry, you guys know I never take a drink on the show. You probably never ever once seen me do that, to be honest with you. But I needed that. Cornerback says, you're young guys. Yeah, exactly. And that's what you want, man. You want them to learn. They're learning from some greats here. And yeah, they've had their struggles, but these guys, man, they're going to figure it out. I promise you, everything's going to be all right. And hey, look, and it's sick when I have to, but I've definitely done it. And I've had some Giants and Commanders over the years, but big shout out to my mom. If you guys ever wonder why I'm telling some other woman other than Chelsea that I love her, or sending, and I send all you guys green hearts because, I love you. But that is my mother, and she's a true angel. I love her to death, and she's there with my grandparents. So big shout out to my gram and pop as well in Florida, holding it down, enjoying that nice weather there. But let's go Birds. Got to keep that ring in here. And man, I do need it, Anton. I'm not kidding. And they told me in the hospital, like, obviously when all this stuff happened to me, like, you can't be doing anything, get your blood pressure high. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to be real with you. Like, you saw me this whole month in here, like, Eagles freaking out. And you're telling me, like, I would set the thing off sometimes. My blood pressure would be freaking out. And like, that's just the way she goes. But, hey, I'm going to try to take her easy. But tomorrow, some things going on there. But I'm going to try. I wanted to do it like, I was thinking around like 5, 6, because I wanted Drew to have a chance, maybe, right? Not to, not to miss out on this one. But, and it's a good one. I don't want to do it too late where you guys are missing out. And if you are working or doing whatever, you have a chance of watching whatever college games. I want you to be able to check this bad boy out, man, because I put a lot of work into getting all this information for you, man, like lots. And it's going to be the best. So I got my report card. I want to hear your guys' grades on everybody. We'll talk about, again, it's got not only the stats, but it shows you, like, per carry, per catch, per throw. And it shows you their snap count, the percentage of snaps. Like, you'll know everything about everything from this first half of the season, how I feel about it. And then we'll talk about what's going to go down in the second half of the season. It should be a barn burner. I'm looking forward to this bad boy. And then on Sunday, I'm going to take that day off and hopefully, moving this thing out tomorrow at one point. And then this is all got to get done by Tuesday. So, I got to get on that. Got to build a desk, a chair, all kinds of stuff for this room. Been just waiting for me. And, it's about that time. But, I did. But it's kind of been a minute, I think. So probably need to do that. And I literally just got off the phone with my mother from earlier. And she was telling me, like, she's got to eat healthier. They got to eat healthier there. We've all just got to do our part to get our bodies right. But I love you guys. I hope you're having a great night. I hope that, sorry, I had to kind of cut this short here, but I'm telling you, it just keeps coming in waves. And I'm getting lightheaded, and I do not enjoy that. So I'm going to roll out. I'm going to be back tomorrow, though, with seriously the best show of the year. I hope you will be here. Let's go, baby. But if you guys have anything you want to continue talking about, you can always leave it down below in the comments when this show is over. I will always talk some birds with you. Always down to talk some birds. Getting a little too excited here. But I'll be back tomorrow. Tune in then. Until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a safe Friday. Thank you again to everyone that got all of those questions into the mailbag. Thank you for all your well wishes. I'm going to be all right. Going to go eat something, get my head right here. Try not to go anywhere before I get to see another Eagles Super Bowl this season, and then a few more as we build this dynasty, baby. Let's effing go Birds. Anton, my man, China, Liz, everybody that tuned in here, all the questions, comments that you had. If you've got any, seriously, leave them down below. Mallory was in here. We had some other people in the beginning that I'm telling you, I'm running on fumes. Usually I remember a lot of you. Lil, I think, was in here at one point, but I love you guys. from the deepest depths of my heart, and you know it's coming. I'm going to need to hear it all from you down below in the chat, but thank you again. Hope you have yourselves a great weekend. Hope to see you tomorrow for that barn burner of a report card. We used to avoid them. Now we're ready for them. But until then, you guys all stay safe out there. And as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!